step right into Satoshi Swiss crypto. Let us guide you on a new path in the cryptocurrency world. Have you had enough of keeping tabs on the market? For only $79 a month, you can take part in our $1,000 to $100,000 trading challenge and trade like an expert, all without being tied to your computer. I can automate the process of mirroring your trades. Join Satoshi Swiss today and take your cryptocurrency skills to the next level. Join me as we take on the crypto world. To join, click the first link in the description below. Now, let's start the video. Bitcoin advocates are continuously trying to propagate narratives that highlight the cryptocurrency's unique qualities. Earlier today, I made an astonishing discovery when visiting a Bitcoin megaplace, and I'd like to share it with you all. You can see for yourself that XRP is the greatest threat to Bitcoin, according to their analysis. Of course, Bitcoin miners will keep trying to convince you that Bitcoin is special, but I have something truly remarkable to show you that will put their claims to rest. To bring Ripple and XRP into disrepute. Be careful to watch all the way to the conclusion of the videos where I go over the market's trajectory and XRP's price activity. What we are about to see is going to be historic, in my opinion. I figured, why not join one of these Bitcoin maxi rooms and listen to the people there, since there wasn't much happening in the XRP places or news generally. I stumbled into this amusing storyline that the Bitcoin maxis are currently promoting in this way. Their conversation about Bitcoin's possible uses in the current financial system and institutional use cases for the cryptocurrency caught me off guard, and I couldn't believe it. I thought it amusing enough before they even started talking about the potential uses of Bitcoin, since this is such a different tale from the one that Bitcoin maxis usually promotes. Additionally, they proposed that Bitcoin may act as a neutral intermediary between several real-time payment systems. I mean, how does that story sound to you without me saying a word? It's funny, isn't it? Actually, Ripple has been pushing this specific use case for XRP. My point is that these Bitcoin tycoons are always trying to position Bitcoin to do the same job by influencing Ripple and XRP. Bitcoin isn't a good technology choice because it's inefficient, takes too long to process transactions, and doesn't have any partners to help get the word out. I seriously doubt it will ever do that. But the fact that they're trying to sell this use case worries me. These Bitcoin maximalists see Bitcoin for more than just a medium of exchange. For the eventual dominance of our monetary system, transactional usage is essential. The fact that these countries were planning to issue CBDCs amounted to a long-term admission that the significance of this neutral bridging currency was questionable. There was no need for one. Furthermore, it was utterly ridiculous to think that a cryptocurrency would serve as a mediator. Do you understand? Yeah. On the contrary, they assert that all CBDC transactions would occur silently, and that Bitcoin holders would merely transact within their own private network. The intriguing part, though, is that they are finally starting to implement the strategy we've known about all along. There would be a plethora of CBDCs, all built on different platforms that wouldn't work with one another. Hence, since as different countries create their own systems and establish their own rules to promote interoperability, a third party was needed to facilitate communication between them. Right from the beginning, Ripple had the notion that these different systems might be linked via XRP, a fast and effective digital asset. And it is the optimal use case for XRP, in my view. The fact that these Bitcoin miners have long maintained that this idea is ridiculous and that XRP is superfluous is what makes me laugh the hardest. Furthermore, Ripple is not dependent on the digital asset to function. They have been propagating misinformation for some time, and now they see how we were right the whole time. They have recently come to terms with the fact that each of these countries has its own network and that interoperability is crucial to the system's overall functioning. They are currently short on a third party that works in tandem with institutions like Ripple. We are going to destroy the system and rebuild it totally on Bitcoin, down with the banks and the institutions, have yelled Bitcoin fans since the beginning. In addition, as I and every other member of the Ripple team has said from the start, that goal was never going to be possible. This is why I believe their plan to use Bitcoin as a decentralized payment option for these networks will fail miserably. Anyone can use Bitcoin because it is a decentralized system, so it could have some niche applications. It seems unlikely that it will ever be utilized for extensive settlements. In contrast to the still in development XRP ledger. When the Bitcoin bubble burst, it wreaked havoc on financial institutions and non-profits alike. What did Ripple do? They were working with central banks all around the globe to build CBDCs. They have built 5 CBDCs in the past and are currently in talks with more than 30 more countries, with which they are actively engaging. So, while Bitcoin maxes were planning to destroy the system, Ripple was working with the institutions to fix it. Can you tell me what else Ripple does? Already, Ripple is facilitating the transfer of funds on the XRP ledger for over 500 distinct companies. Presenting XRP as this neutral liquidity asset gives Ripple a major advantage over other firms. In contrast, the Bitcoin maxes, who are so bullish about the future, are just now beginning to grasp the gravity of the situation. It is critical to comprehend their illogical future vision, which essentially states that they do not believe the XRP ledger will be effective because Bitcoin will destroy the entire system. Even they confess when they're wrong. They were trying to recast Bitcoin in their new narrative, but they don't realize how far they've fallen. While it's true that certain institutions may use Bitcoin for liquidity, I have faith that most of these businesses will be smart enough to see the value of this digital asset sooner rather than later. Together, we can maximize the value of this digital resource. No digital asset should be used if it takes a whole rainforest to send one transaction. Ladies and gentlemen, this proves once again that we were correct. Some say Ripple could have done without XRP. To fix the issue, XRP was superfluous. The sole purpose of Ripple's XRP was to facilitate money raising for their endeavor. At present, Bitcoin Maxis is aiming to position Bitcoin in the same way that Ripple has been positioning XRP throughout. We haven't seen the forest for the trees, gentlemen, if this doesn't show you that we were right about everything. The integration of cryptocurrency into our next generation financial system is now very evident. My next move is a mystery to me. It turns out that our biggest critic was right about all of our investment theories. I mean, I could always stand here and talk about how big XRP and Ripple are going to be, but when you have a group that has been against you from the start, they actually recognize how important our strategy is going to be for how this all plays out. They intend to use a digital asset that is less efficient and takes more time, but that is the only difference in their strategy. In order to leverage a digital asset that is both faster and more effective, we are looking to collaborate with a company that has previously accomplished a great deal in this area. To put it simply, they are just reiterating what we have already stated, I believe. Overall, I was utterly enthralled by this. I couldn't believe it when they said that Bitcoin will serve as an asset for all these different platforms. We know exactly who is going to the 2013 Federal Reserve Conference, guys. We know which companies have board members who were previously employed by the Treasury. Rosie Rios signed half of the currency that was circulated. She boasted that her next job will bring in fresh cash.